Krillin, if you didn't know what he does, he's one of those rare blue leaders that has a self-awakening ability, and when he attacks, he takes a life, and then he gets to draw one card. And when his life is at 4 or less, you get to tap one energy, not two, just one. I made a couple deck profiles for this guy, but this one right here is really good with the new cards and new counterplays. So on his awakened side, you got Stormfist Krillin. When he attacks, you draw one card, and at the end of your turn, you also draw one card. His activate main, once per turn, you choose one card in your hand and you place it into the drop area, and this card gains 5k power in critical. So he puts a lot of pressure onto your opponent. So getting right into it, we got the multicolor card. We got Beerus the Fickle God because he's really good. He lets us play that blue and yellow energy. And with his permanent, he has an energy exhaust, so he goes right into rest mode when you put into the energy area. But with his permanent, he goes into active mode if you have another blue or yellow card already in your energy, including this card, but not this card specifically, but including Beerus the Fickle God. So I know there's a lot of confusion out there, but if you charge one Beerus the Fickle God and you already had another one in your energy, this one comes in active. Then we have two Son Goku striving to be the best. This is to stop like pretty much any aggressive players out there. So it has barrier, so it's really hard to get around. And then it says your opponent cannot attack with anything 2 costs or less. That is really good to shut down your opponent. We got one Unyielding Spirit Trunks because this card is still so good in any blue deck, any blue leader deck. During your turn, when you combo with this card, if your leader card is blue, choose up one of your energy and switch it to active mode. Be all tapped out, go ahead and switch it to active mode. Then we're running 3 Sneak Attack Vegetas because we like to sneak on top of our opponents and make sure they know that they just can't mess with my boy Krillin here. Because when this card attacks your leader card, your opponent places one card from their hand and places it on top of their deck. So they have to recycle the same card just to make sure they don't get any pluses or anything new. This card does have barriers, so it really is hard to get around. Go ahead and protect that guy just to make sure your opponent gets some negatives. Then we have two Undying Spirit Sun Gohans. This card's really good because it's one of those new counterplays. It does cost 3 energy, but it does cost 2 when you have a multicolor energy card in your energy area, which that's really good. And then when it's auto is when you play this card, so it's a counterplay. So when your opponent plays a card, you go ahead and pay that 2 energy, play or 2 to 3 energy, put him down to play. So you get the play, you get a 15k beater, which is really good. And then when you play this card, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, and return it back to the hand. Yes, it goes back to the hand. It doesn't get KO'd or it doesn't get warped, which kind of sucks. But since you kind of just stop your opponent's plays, it doesn't stop their win to play effects, but it does stop them from like getting their active mains or like Union Patora and things like that. Then if it's your opponent's turn, you're going to tap one of your energies and switch it to active mode, essentially making this 1 cost. Then we have Bojack, a Resident Agent of Destruction. This is just for the blue and yellow, but he also is a blocker and a rival. So when you have two cards, and not necessarily 2 cards, but when you have a blue and yellow card in your combo area, you can play this guy for 1 yellow energy. Yes, a 4 cost for 1 energy. That is so good. He's a 20k beater, but also has blocker. Then when you play this card, you can tap one of your opponent's battle cards and put it into rest mode. No energy necessary for that. You just go ahead and choose anything that doesn't have barrier, put it in rest mode, and then your opponent mills 1 card. It's really good for Janemba, but right now we're just going to be playing it in our Krillin. But speaking of Janemba, we have Reality Bender Janemba here. This card's really good. You might be like wondering, oh, are we milling our opponent just because we have that Resident Agent Destruction Bojack? No, we're not trying to mill our opponent, but it does disrupt them a little bit. We are playing this card because its permanent is if your opponent has 4 or more energy, you can play this card for 1 energy. That is really good. That is really good. I mean, yes, at the end of the turn, you do have to put this card back to the bottom of your deck. That kind of does suck, but your opponent does mill too, so you kind of just want to get in there. This guy does have deflect, so you cannot stop his play. That is really good. I don't know if you guys knew that. He has critical as well. Attack him, 20k critical right in there. Now for our 5 drop, we have Ultimate Fusion Gogeta. When you play this card, you get to draw 2 cards and place any 2 battle cards on your opponent's side of their battle area, and then place them at the bottom of their deck. Not to their hand, not to the drop, bottom of the deck, so they do not see those cards again. Obviously, this card does not get around barrier, and you do need to have Spark and 5, so make sure you do have 5 in your drop to use this guy. We're not going to be doing his Union Fusion at all because we don't play any of the other Gokus and Vegetas. But I did debate about using Beerus for this guy, but this guy is so good, and I do like Beerus. Beerus is one of my favorite characters from the Dragon Ball Super, but we already got Beerus and Fickle God, so I think that's enough. Then we're playing Dragon Fist SS3 Son Goku. This card is easily one of my favorite cards in the game, just because of all the things it can do. One has barrier, then it has double strike, and then when you attack with this card, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and barrier, and send it back to their hand. Any card goes back to their hand except for an indestructible, of course. Then you untap two of your energies and switch them to active build. That is so good in my opinion. So good. Then we have three of the Champa the Tricksters. This card is really good just because it shuts down any of your opponent's moves that they're trying to go for like some OTK maneuvers. They're trying to play that Waking Power Son Goku, try to get that victory strike on you. You play two energy if you have that multicolor energy, or we have multicolor card in your energy area. Then when you play this card, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and barrier, and switch it to rest mode. Then the best part about it is when it's on your opponent's turn, which you really do want to use on your opponent's turn, because you draw one card, so it nets you one card. Then you got Fu the Dark Banisher. He's going to be one of our finishers just because he's just beastly. When you have 8 cards in your drop, he has triple attack. Then he has a permanent as when your opponent can't activate skills unless they work one card from their hand. So we essentially shut down our entire opponent's plays. We shut down what they're comboing. We shut it all down unless they neg one from their hand. He's a 25k beater. We threw a couple senzu beans on him and he just goes up. Then we have for our super combos, we have our 4 life super combo, North Kai Keep and Watch. When your life is at 4 or less, draw one card. Then for our really big beat stick, we have a Patora, Power of Patora. We got that Kefla, Zamasu, and Vegito. This guy is really beastly because we can play him for 5 energy. 5 energy if our opponent has 6 or more energy, or if they have 6 cards in rest mode, which is really easy for us to get to 5 energy and for your opponent to have 6 or more cards in rest mode. So he's a triple striker. He is ultimate, so you only could play one. He also has energy exhaust, obviously, but you don't ever want to really charge this guy. His permanent obviously says, like I said, if you have 6 or more, if your opponent has 6 or more energy or 6 cards in rest mode, you could play him for 5. And then when you play this card, you can choose 4 of your opponent's cards, ignore and Baron, obviously, but you can choose their leader, you can choose their energy, you can choose their battle cards, and I said ignore and Baron, but not ignore and Baron is what I meant. And you switch them to rest mode. Then you get to draw 4 cards, so it nets you 4 cards on that play. They were running 3 Xeno buttons because we are tapping out a lot. We just want to make sure we recycle our plays. We can kind of get out of there. That way we won't be killing ourselves in the end. They were running 4 Dimension Magics, just our negates. Let's tap 2 energies once we negate it. 4 Sensu Beans, extended plays, save us from dying because we are going to be going to like 4 to 3 life pretty easily. Objection, let's just play one. Let's just place 1 card from our hand to our energy area just so we can wrap up a little faster. You're wide open, really good, really good. Definitely stopping Janemba. We only run 2 right now, but this really gets into Janemba as well, just because it bounces those like AOD, Agent of Destruction Janemba's right back to their hand. Bounces the Childish Hearts right back to their hands, things like that. So that's really good. And then no chain attack. We do not like chain attack. They play chain attack Trunks down there. We're not taking that Xeno. We're bouncing that right back in there. And then to make sure we got any of those Frieza Prison decks and things like that, we're going to be playing, to stop those Bobbities, we're going to be playing Frost's Deadly Poison. This card's so good. It does cost 3, but essentially 2 when your life is at 3 or less, and you get the net 1 card. So the card, it's a Crusher Ball and a Cold Bloodlust for any kind of blue decks, really. It's not blue specifically, but you can play it when you obviously have a blue and a yellow in your energy. So this card's really good because it's also a multicolor card, so you can charge it. But the battle card your opponent's playing gets played in rest mode and with a skill negated. So that is so good. Your life is at 3 or less. Like I said, untap 1 energy and then draw 1 card. So far, quickly, our side deck. We have our Burnished Bonds, Borgles, just for like the Soul Strikers or the old school cards that like to untap a lot. Or even for like the Shinron Figure Majesties. We just want to shut those guys down. We don't want them to get too many pluses. We have another Frost's Deadly Poison, just because we don't, like I said, we want to kind of shut our opponent down. And if we're, like I said, if we're playing on those beat sticks who like to abuse like world peace and things like that, we just kind of want to make sure we have enough in the gates to kind of make sure we live. They're playing 3 Flying Nimbuses for those combo decks, those aggressive decks, those veggies. I just kind of want to shut those guys down, red decks that like to bully us. And then we have Unexpected Turns, again, for those veggies. We have 2 Dende New to the Job to shut down those World Peace Shinron decks. We do not like them. We want to destroy them as fast as we can. We want to use our objections. We don't want them to use theirs. Then we have 2 Kammis, just because we don't want them to swarm the field. And then we have 3 Force Ejection Mass Sand. Easily, we just swap out our sparking combos, like our Ultimate Fusion Gogeta, swap them out for these guys, and completely shut down those World Peace decks, those Shinron decks. I literally objection, and then turn two objection, turn three play this guy, and just leave him on the board. And every time they try to get above us on energy, because they can just wrap up so fast, I just go ahead and play Force Objection Mass Saiyan, use this effect every single turn to make sure they are not doing anything. They do not get rid of these guys when they're at 4 energy. They do not, like most of those decks, they can't do anything when they're at 4 energy. They can't. They don't have board removal. They don't have anything else until they get to like 5 to 6 energy. This also takes down like those Zamasu decks, those Beerus decks, those things like that. Like we do not let our opponent ramp up higher than us. That's why I play Food of the Dark Banisher as well. We just kind of sub them out for that Force of Mask objection to kind of get more plays. So, anyways, that's my deck profile for you guys. I will be showing you guys some matches as well coming up here. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for giving me the chance to kind of show you guys my deck profile. Like I said, I do like Krillin. And then hope to see you guys next time very soon. If you guys like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys have any questions, you guys have any add-ons, go ahead and just comment down below. Like I said, this deck is like $133 only because of this Power Patora card right here. It's about $90 just for the single card. Go ahead and take that guy out, and it's below $50. Like you can just sub this in for pretty much any beat stick. A lot of people want to play Gogeta 7. Go ahead and sub him in there just for one. I'm just trying to stay clear from the Gogeta 7 because I know a lot of people hate that card, but it's all good there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.